Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I am Muskan and in today's reading we are going to see what's going to happen in your life in March 2024. March is going to be a very important month for all of us because not only is it the astrological new year but also we are entering eclipse season during this month. So this month is actually kick-starting us for the coming year forward and all the important events that are going to play out in our life. So as you guys can see, for today's reading we have 3 cards for you guys to choose from, and you can intentionally connect with your higher self and set an intention to allow your higher self to guide you towards which card is calling out to you the most, and that card will contain your reading and will be your pile. So now let's show you each card up and close one by one. The card for pile 1 is this: victory and success. The card for pile 2 is this: firm foundation. The card for pile 3 is this: harmony. Once you have selected your pile, don't forget to refer to the timestamps given in the description box below to listen to your reading, and we will bring out the messages of what your higher self wants you to know about this coming month so that you can make the most out of it. And now I will start channeling the messages beginning from pile 1. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading for March 2024. So this is going to be an energy update for you guys, and we are going to see what your higher self wants you to know about the coming month so that you can make the most out of it. So if you guys were drawn to this card that says victory and success with the number 6, then this is going to be your reading. So let's just dive right into your reading. So we will begin off your reading with some oracle cards, and then we will move on to tarot cards, and we will also roll some astro dice to look into your main themes. So these are going to be the main themes for the coming month. Let's dive in. So for your first card we have new moon in Aquarius, be open to change. Then we have look for fairies, sweet treat, reflection, and I pulled out this card from the blind spot oracle to reveal what is going to be revealed to you or shown to you in reference to the eclipse season beginning this month. Pile number 1, it feels like in the coming month you guys are actually facing towards a new beginning or a change in your life that is really going to bring you a lot of success and abundance. With your first card, victory and success, which very much reminds me of the Fool in tarot, it's giving out the vibes of someone who is starting a new journey or actually making a new change that may be unpredictable or unconventional, but it's in alignment with your higher self making this change, and this is actually sending out the frequencies into the cosmos of abundance, of the fact that you're not going to leave this planet without making a mark on it or without creating the life that you want, even if it means that you have to step out of your comfort zone or make the risk. I'm sensing this huge inspiring energy to shake things up in your life, to make a change, to start anew and afresh. And I think that this inspiring energy is actually gonna push you towards making some changes that you may have thought that you're never gonna make, and it's all in a positive way. I think that while you will be making these changes or facing your way towards success or abundance in your life, your spirit guides or angels will be around you. And do look for butterflies or flying creatures this month as a form of confirmation, because we do have this look for fairies. But this card also makes me think of like when there's a new beginning and there's uncertainty and you cannot really see what's gonna unfold for you. So this is a call, a reminder for you guys to remember that your guides or your angels are always rooting for you and guiding you through the unconventional path that you are taking. And this sweet treat, it feels like you guys are also being called to become aware of nourishing your body with the highest quality foods. And I think that for some of you, this could also mean that opening yourself up to new changes or the fresh start that you are being guided towards. It could also turn into you guys celebrating yourself. You're going to celebrate life a lot, and you may feel drawn to delicious, nourishing, sweet foods this month. And don't judge yourself for it, because it may actually help you stay grounded, and it may actually help you feel the sweetness of life and celebrate how far you have come in your life. The victory and success card, it also makes me think of like looking back to the journey that you have gone through in the past 1 year, from March 2023 up until now, and giving yourself a pat on the back of how you've created your life and how you have opened yourself to a world of new possibilities, or now that you are even more clearer on which way you want to go. Yeah, and this reflection card, it makes me think of you guys actually detaching and going within yourself. I think that's why we have this Aquarian energy and this look for fairies. Reflection is all about becoming aware of what you are doing, how you are showing up in your reality. And we will be entering Pisces season in the coming month. So Pisces is all about diving deep into what's going on within you. It's all about tuning out of that clutter of your mind and actually becoming aware of the spiritual essence of life. This could even mean that you guys are able to connect with the ethereal realm. I don't know why, but angels, fairies, butterflies, these kind of guides could be significant for you. There could be a particular angel guiding you this month. Yeah, but the self-reflection, I think that it's about detaching from what's outside of you and actually going within you, and that is what's going to really help you to become aware of what changes do you need to make in your life moving forward. You guys could even be changing or shifting how you make food. I'm seeing the vision of someone who is decluttering their kitchen space completely, and they are learning new recipes so that they have more delicious and healthy food to eat. It's like a new health regime or new diet plan or tastier foods. That kind of energy is really coming through, so you may be diving into that. But yeah, this reflection card, it very much makes me feel like the energy of the new moon that is present here. So yeah, I think that you will be called to make changes in your life and be making changes in your life this month that will actually impact the entire year coming forward. And the moon is actually going to be in the sign of Aquarius on 7th, 8th and 9th of March 2024. And it's really interesting because on the 9th of March we have a super new moon in Pisces. So the moon will be shifting signs from Aquarius to Pisces on the 9th of March. And we have the new moon in Aquarius here. So I think that 7th, 8th, 9th, these dates could be really important for you. Could even be like a great time to reflect upon the changes that you're gonna make in your life, because it's a super new moon. So it's like the uncertainty or the feeling of starting from a blank slate or setting new intentions will be even like more powerful. And also the 3rd, 5th and 6th of March could be significant for you. So I think that the first week of March is going to be really important for you guys for making these changes, for setting new intentions. I do feel called to read out the message for this card from the guidebook. So it says, big changes are forecast, but you need to let events unfold with as little steering as possible from you. Sometimes you just need to take a bit of space from a person or situation. If you know you've been too emotional about someone or something, this card offers you the chance to cool things down. A rational, even slightly aloof assessment of your current circumstances is called for. Allow for things to develop. Try to think of your situation from a different angle. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to friends, networks, a wish coming true, science, tech, or online dating. Be yourself. Independence doesn't have to mean loneliness. A group of people rather than one person may be the ones to help you. And then here in the manifestation tips, we have call in Archangel Uriel, the most cerebral archangel. Call in the planet of Uranus. Guides, the sign of Aquarius is all about independence and revolution. Yeah, so I think that the angel that we were talking about here, look for fairies, Archangel Uriel could really be guiding you in the coming month, and you can actually Google up Archangel Uriel and read what message or passage calls out to you. So I really think that you guys could even be reflecting on the connections that you have. Aquarius is like a little bit of detached or aloof energy, and I think that that's what I find common between Pisces and Aquarius, because Pisces is all about your inner world. So this is about going within yourself, asking yourself the big questions. Are my relationships serving me? Is my circumstance serving me? What changes do I need to make, or how do I need to flow more with these changes that are coming into my life? So now let's take a look at what will be revealed to you in the coming month of March 2024. And for this we are going to look at what the sigil number 38 means in this deck. So this sigil means reactivity. So I'm going to read this out. If you have drawn the sigil, you are currently emotionally reacting instead of responding, and you're not seeing why you are reacting in the way that you are. As people, we only react when we feel deeply threatened. The reality is that you feel unsafe and at risk in the situation in some way. When we feel threatened, our survival mechanisms take over our capacity to objectively view and understand the situation at hand. These mechanisms make us act immediately. We react in order to avoid, postpone, or nullify the threat of loss. Like a gunshot shooting off a bullet, we react so quickly that we make serious mistakes which we can't take back and may spend a long time paying for. If you have drawn the sigil, the thread in the circumstances in which you find yourself is not as imminent or as big as you think it is. It may not even be there at all, but the idea of that thread is causing you to think, say, and do things that are making the problem much bigger than it was to begin with. And the more reactive you get, the more potential for a solution will diminish. Anytime we are reactive, we are on the defensive. This means we have a real vulnerability we are hiding and guarding. What is that vulnerability? What are you really afraid of? What is really painful in this scenario? In this scenario, it is critical to stop, slow things down, and do nothing until you are no longer in an emotionally charged state of being. When we walk into a lake, often we stir up the mud at the bottom of the lake, and this clouds the water so we cannot see clearly. We need to stand completely still and wait for the mud to settle back to the bottom of the water in order to see clearly. The mud in the water in this scenario is the charged emotion in our body. Do not act until it has settled. By slowing things down and refusing to act until the stirred up emotional mud has settled, you are giving yourself a chance to come out of the fight or flight mode and see the situation from an objective standpoint. You can then respond according to that more objective and understanding that you do have. A reaction is instantaneous, is therefore driven by the subconscious mind. This means it is driven by the past trauma, beliefs, biases, prejudices, and primitive bodily functions. Because it is a function of the subconscious, you do it without thinking. Response, however, is driven by the conscious mind. It happens when we make a decision after evaluating long-term effects, the impact on others, as well as our deepest values and personal truth. Because it involves conscious choice, it is a byproduct of free will. If you have drawn the sigil, you are being asked to respond, not react. If you have drawn the sigil, it will benefit you to spend time accepting the energy of sigil 30 as well as the Swan and coming to understand its message as well. So the sigil 30 is short-term thinking, and it's on the number 77, and this card, its description was on the number 99. So I think this confirms the dates that we were talking about. 7th, 8th and 9th of March could be important to you. So we do have like a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra on 25th March. So that's when the eclipse season will begin. So I think that what will be revealed to you is the importance of going within yourself and not immediately reacting out of your emotions. I think that this goes really well with the reflection card, because when a situation really triggers something within you, it's really important to take a pause at that time, to instantaneously shift your focus from the outside to the inside. So I think that this month you will really be called to understand the power of non-reactivity, understanding the power of responses. And eclipses are actually a very charged time emotionally and mentally, and during this time it can be very tempting to lash out at other people or to attack others or to fight with them. Obviously these are all the unconscious reactions, so I don't want you guys to be doing these unconscious things in the coming month, and that is what your spirit guides want you to know. So now let's roll some astro dice to reveal what main themes are gonna show up, what main energies are gonna show up for pile 1 in the coming month of March 2024. Okay, so we have Uranus, my gosh. Again, we have the Aquarian energy. Then we have Capricorn. And then we have the 6th house. So yeah, the Uranus energy, again, it makes me think of big changes, but also the Uranus energy makes me think of rebellion. So it would be really beneficial for you guys to not get lost in the anger of trying to be right, of just lashing out and going outwards, because Aquarian energy is a little bit outwardly. It's like a masculine energy which is more focused on looking outwards more than looking inwards. So Uranus can also talk about big changes happening in your life. It's really important for you guys to do what you guys are not used to doing. For example, if you guys are really used to looking on the outside or finding instantaneous solution towards things by looking on the outside, this month is really a good month to actually go within yourself and do things differently from what you may have been doing. Yeah, so become aware of the words that are coming out of your mouth, because this energy is also the air energy, which talks about how we communicate with other people, how we show up in relationships. And this energy is like a lightning bolt. So once lightning hits the ground, you cannot take it back. In the same way, the words that come out of your mouth, the things that you say or act, they cannot be taken back once they are out. So the downfall of Aquarian energy is short-tempered energy, aggression, feelings of revenge. All these are the negative signs of Aquarius, which are all connecting with the reactivity card. So I think that will be revealed to you where you are reactive in your life and how you need to take a step back, take a breather, and become aware that so many relationships or energy can be saved by just going within and self-reflecting and not looking outwardsly. So we have the number 6 twice here. We also had the number 6 here. And the number 6 is all about what we are doing daily in our life. I think this goes really well with the sweet treat because it's the Virgo energy, but it's also about practicality. It's all about becoming aware of where you're putting your energy. So I think that your health could also be like a focus this month of what you are eating on a daily basis, what you're eating for breakfast, what you're eating for lunch, what you're eating for dinner, or even if you're like aware of whether those health habits are actually serving you. So you may be actually changing these health habits, or they may go through like a re-evaluation period. And the Capricorn present here, it makes me thinking about the long term, because the Capricorn is governed by Saturn, and the Saturn loves to plan ahead of time. It loves to think about the long-term future. So for your blind spot this month, we did have short-term thinking. So the actions that you are taking, the changes that you are making, make sure that you are keeping the long-term vision in mind. The action or change that you're about to make, is it going to be beneficial to you in the longer run, or are you going to regret taking it, or is it gonna distract you, or is it gonna be something that you feel guilty towards, or is it something that will actually accelerate your growth and bring you this victory and success? So become aware of these energies this month. So now let's take a look at your tarot cards to see what timeline is going to play out in your life this month. So for your first card, we have 4 of emotions, then we have 9 of emotions, 10 of emotions, 5 of voices, 6 of emotions, 10 of materials, 5 of emotions, and then we have the Queen of materials. Pile number 1, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm seeing a lot of mental and emotional energy You guys could be feeling more emotional in the coming month, or more in a self-dialogue, self-awareness kind of energy in the coming month, because we have so many cards that represent dealing with conflicting emotions and actually coming out of it. And look at this card, Nine of Emotions. It's all the Piscean energy. So I think that you guys will actually be going beneath the surface of your emotions in the coming month, or you are being called to do that, because it feels like here she's like sitting on the surface of this glass, and on this card she's actually diving deep into it, into the world beneath you. So I think that, for example, you have a lot of anger showing up in your life. Say that you feel powerless about a situation, you want to make a change in your life, but you feel powerless towards making that change, or it's not really in your control. Someone else is also involved in that situation. So in this example, self-reflection would look something like, instead of lashing out at that person or immediately trying to find a solution, sitting with yourself, taking a step back, being in your room or sitting in your closet or taking a walk in the park, and actually asking yourself the difficult questions, feeling your emotions first of all, allowing yourself to feel that anger. And beneath that anger, you will actually see that there's a lot of powerlessness or sadness that you are hiding, that inner vulnerability that you're hiding. So connecting with that vulnerable self would look something like asking that emotion, when was the first time I felt this way? And you may see a vision or a memory pop up in your head where you see yourself sitting as like a 10-year-old or 9-year-old as a child, and your parent rejecting you towards going out and playing with your friends. That you can't do it right now, you have homework to do, or you have chores to do, or you have to do something else, you can't do it right now, and you feel so angry and powerless at that moment. It makes you feel like other people are controlling your life. So in this moment, in this example, self-reflection and healing would look like connecting with that inner child aspect of you and sending love to that part of you. That now we are an adult, we have more power, we're not gonna be controlled by others, but this does not mean that we have to get our anger out at other people, because in the longer run, it's gonna end up hurting us. So loving that inner child part of you, visualizing that in that memory, you're actually giving that child aspect of you a hug, and you are letting them know that they are not powerless. This is what self-reflection would look like. So on the surface level, it looks like you are overreactive. But when you take this deep dive, you see that the reaction that you have, or the anger that you're having, or the emotions that are coming up, or the thoughts that are coming up that are triggering you, are not even actually about the situation, because the situation is not even that threatening to you. It's not that large. So this is about taking a deep dive within your subconscious, and not a lot of people do that, but it's so important, because if we do that, our entire society will change. And I think that I love this card of 10 of Emotions and 5 of Voices, because it feels like this person is connecting to all the parts of themselves. Can you see like how there's this reflection here, and here also it feels like this person is reflecting. This person is seeing their shadow, or they are meeting their inner child self that was hurt, or that did something that may be affecting you right now, or may have gone through something that may be affecting you right now. And this 10 of Emotions, which is the 10 of Cups, it feels like this is gonna bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. And we have the 10 of Materials, 10 of Pentacles, and 10 of Emotions, which is the 10 of Cups. So we have 10 present 2 times here. So I think that you guys could also be like reflecting a lot about how you show up in relationships, because this eclipse is going to be in the sign of Libra, which is all about our relationships, and Aquarius is also a community oriented sign. So I think that you will be actually healing some wounds or some energies. You will be reflecting at how you may have shown up in connections in the past, or how those hurts may have been hurting you, and you're actually finally releasing all of it, because we have the 10 coming twice here, which is all about completion of a cycle. And we also have the 5 of Emotions. So this is the energy, this is something that has been frozen in time for you, a hurt that has been frozen in time for you, something that you may have been holding on that may have happened in your relationships long time ago. And this reaction or the trigger that you may experience could reveal to you what has been frozen inside of you. It could melt, it could make you face these difficulties within you and actually accept it so that you can heal it and move on as this fresh version of yourself. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very powerful, practical, abundant energy, and I can see that the universe here is trying to tell you that don't think that this energy is you releasing these energies or becoming more self-aware, going within yourself is not linked to other areas of your life, because we have victory and success, we have 10 of materials, we have Queen of Materials. This is the Capricorn energy. This is the energy of manifestation, success, abundance coming into your life. We had the Capricorn here, so I think that you guys are really being called to master the art of patience, master the art of self-control, master the art of calmness, because it will really help you not only in your relationships. So say that the example that we were discussing, that you go within, you meet this inner child, you send love to them, and then say that you're the boss of a company. The boss of the company can't keep reacting, can't keep losing their temper, because otherwise their employees will not respect them or their clients will not respect them. So that you're a business owner, you can't do that. You have to learn how to master yourself. So say that you master this going within yourself, master the art of reactivity. You bring the frozen memory that was hidden within your subconscious out, and you cry, you release, you turn the ice into water so that you can let it go, it can flow through you and out of you. Now you have a lighter energy in your body. Your energy becomes light because you free up space within yourself. And then as a result of it, people can sense how stronger you are becoming, that you're no longer reacting because you're staying in your center. So as a result of it, you're making choices in your business or in your job or in the work that you do. You're actually making the choices that are coming from your centered and focused space, and not short-term decisions that are coming to fulfill or boost your ego that will, that you will regret in the longer run. So it's a huge amount of maturity that is required to be on this journey. And I think that this month your maturity will not only be tested, but you will also learn how to be more mature in the coming month. Not to say that you're not mature, but there are levels to maturity. There are levels to this. So I think that as a result of it, you will be having more harmonious relationships. You will be making decisions that affect everyone in a positive way, and not just something that comes to you immediately, like an instantaneous decision or a choice. Making choices that are for the benefit of everyone and that are coming from a mature and wise space. So the zodiac signs that are coming up here are Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, so these zodiac signs could be important for you. So pile number 1, these are all the messages that I have for you guys today. I hope that you have an amazing month of March 2024. And I hope that you like this reading. If you like this reading, make sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel. And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you guys would like to see more readings like these. And you can also support me through the link in the description box below if you feel like doing that. And I'm so grateful for channeling these messages for you guys today. And I hope that you guys stay blessed. I will see you in the next video. Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading for March 2024. In today's reading, we are going to look into what your higher self wants you to know about the coming month. So this is going to be your energy update for the coming month. If you guys were drawn to this card that says firm foundation with the number 4, then this is going to be your reading. So we will begin off your reading with some oracle cards, and then we will move on to tarot cards for additional details. And we will also be rolling some astro dice to look into your main themes for the coming month. So let's just dive right into it. So these cards will represent your main themes for the coming month. So we have last quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love. Then we have watch a movie with the number 54. Then we have chanting. And then we have rest. And I pulled out this card from the Blind Spot Oracle to reveal what will be revealed to you in the coming month in honor of eclipse season beginning in the coming month, and also we have a full moon lunar eclipse on 25th of March. So we will be looking into what this sigil means. Pile number 2, I'm really receiving for you guys that in the coming month your higher self really wants you to do things just because they bring you joy and pleasure. With the first card that says firm foundation, I'm receiving the message that when you're running a marathon, you cannot keep running every single minute, because you have to take a break so that you can gather up your breath, you can gather up your energy, and then you can start running again. I'm also receiving like the vision of Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory. There's an episode where he's by the way, he's like a scientist, he's a big deal. He makes a decision that he's not gonna sleep, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself where he goes sleepless for a very long period of time, and he forces himself to work and work and work because he's so fixated on winning a Nobel Prize, and he thinks he's not gonna win it if he just keeps wasting his time in rest and doing things that bring him pleasure. He becomes so hard on himself that he starts to make mistakes in the science formulas that are so basic that it embarrasses him that he is making those mistakes, and he is not able to think clearly in the slightest of daily decisions that he is making. So his entire health becomes so poor that he is not even able to utilize the time that he was trying to make to put pressure on himself to get ahead of his goals. He's not able to do any of that. In fact, his intellectual capacity decreases, his nervous system gets overwhelmed, and he experiences all the symptoms of fatigue and burnout. So I think that this message for you guys is just like there are so many muscles on this person's back, and we have the message of firm foundation. You cannot create a firm foundation with hurry and in a rush. Even like when you're trying to build muscles, there's a period where you exercise, and there's a period that is extremely important where you are resting, because rest is the time where the muscles are actually gonna build up. And during this time of rest, you may start feeling the soreness of the work that you have put in or the energy that you have put in. So it's important to allow that soreness to settle, for you to regain your energy so that you can get back on track even more energized and clear and nourished from within, so that you can move forward in a aligned manner. Even like with this card that's last moon, quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love, it feels to me like we have this full moon eclipse in the sign of Libra. The full moons are all about releasing. It's the end of a cycle of the moon where the moon has reached its highest potential, and then the moon starts becoming smaller and fading away and preparing for a new cycle, for a new moon. So I think that this month's energy feels very much like a preparation phase where you are releasing, you're letting go, you are integrating, you are in the rest phase from the soreness of the energy that you have put in the past year or the past months. So you guys could be called to like watch a movie, even like just Netflix and chill, and grab like a really nice good herbal cup of tea or a cup of your favorite drink that really rejuvenates you, and you're just cuddling with your cat and you're watching your favorite show, and it relaxes you. Because this is what I have noticed in my life as well. For example, when I'm channeling these messages, my third eye becomes overly active, so my brain, there's a lot of energy that I'm channeling from my brain. So when you are distracting yourself later, you're doing something that doesn't require any mental capacity, doesn't require decision making, you're just sitting down, you're putting everything off, you're just watching and laughing and just relaxing, it actually helps your brain to rest, because you do have like a limit on your mental, emotional and physical energy. So chanting, playing good high frequency musics, or even like chanting om or mantras that are really soothing or beneficial for you. Even like with these people sitting together, you could be like called to enter classes or meditate with multiple people, and it really soothes you, it rejuvenates you, it helps you get back in track. And then we have rest, lots of sleeping, lots of long day naps, allowing yourself to recharge, allowing yourself to nourish. And I was also receiving this message of guilt, not holding guilt, because I was sensing for you guys that there's like a goal or a dream that you want to manifest. Going back to that example of, say, that Sheldon Cooper, he's a scientist and he has this dream of winning a Nobel Prize. And just because you have big dreams does not mean that your life becomes all about that dream itself or that goal itself. And the universe works in really, really mysterious ways, because once Sheldon, he just let go of trying to put too much pressure on himself, and instead he allowed himself to gravitate towards things that felt good. He met Amy, which was like his first girlfriend technically, and he actually started putting energy into relationships and nurturing and doing things that feel good. So he put his energy in relationships that actually matter to him, where he will be taken care of, where he will be loved. And by doing that, she becomes his partner in writing a paper that wins him the Nobel Prize. And he would have never thought that this is how he's gonna win the Nobel Prize, because he was always so self-centered, selfish and stubborn and kind of a loner type of person, doing everything and achieving everything on his own and taking all the credit for everything. So I'm not saying that that's you guys, but what I'm trying to say is that allow yourself to flow with life instead of forcing things to happen, because the dream that you're wanting to achieve is not going to come when you are in a restricted state. Life happens in ebbs and flows. There's a period of inspiration acting on it, and then there's a period of flowing. We can learn so much from the ocean, from nature, because that quote is coming to my mind, that nature does not rush or hurry, but yet everything is achieved. So I think that is the message for you guys, and I understand this energy so much, because this is something that I have experienced in my journey. Like, my teen years were so stressful. I was always on the go. I was always trying to get the highest or the best grades, and just trying to constantly prove that I was good enough, constantly trying to do things, but actually what I was doing, I was running from the intense, painful emotions. I was running from all of them. But yeah, it really took a toll on my mental health and my emotional health and my physical health as well. And I learned these lessons the really hard way, because I was conditioned with these beliefs that rest is wrong. If you rest, your goals are gonna just vanish somehow. The effort that you've put in, the hard work that you've put in, the hours that you've burned before, they're just gonna magically vanish if you are not doing anything productive in the present moment, which is absolutely BS. It's such a bogus idea. It's like you spend an hour at the gym and the entire day you're not gymming, you're not working on your muscles, but then you have this idea that 1 hour exercise at the gym is gonna suddenly fade away if you're not exercising in the present moment. Think about how much pressure that puts on you. So lots of rest, sleeping, meditating, taking long day naps, doing things that really make you feel good, that are comforting for you. Pile number 2, that is the energy for you in the coming month. This relates really well with the Piscean energy, because the Piscean energy is like staying in your zone, taking long day naps, and just being in that dreamy ethereal state where you're just caught up or comforted in your cozy little cocoon, and you're just resting and you're just sleeping an extra hour late. Yeah, that kind of energy is really coming through for you guys. So the moon will actually be in the sign of Libra on 24th, 25th, 26th and 27th of March 2024. And after that, it will be in the last quarter phase on 2nd April. So I think that from this date up until beginning of April could be a time for you where you guys are being called to just let everything go, relax and rest. And also the 4th, 5th, 8th and 9th of March could be significant dates for you. So now let's take a look at what will be revealed to you during this month, what this sigil number 69 means. And it says gaslighting. If you've drawn the sigil in this situation, either you are being gaslit or you are gaslighting yourself. If you were gaslighting someone else, you would have drawn sigil 10 or sigil 73. In order to create any improvement, you have to ungaslight yourself. To gaslight someone is to convince them that they didn't see what they saw, they didn't hear what they heard, they are ridiculous or insane to feel the way what they feel. What they perceive is totally inaccurate and may even imply that something is seriously wrong with them. It is to make someone believe that his or her reality is not really when in fact it is. And this is why they feel so confused. The experience of gaslighting makes you feel like you are going totally crazy. Imagine that you walked out of your bedroom and I walked into your room and I replaced your bed cover. When you came back into that room and noticed and asked me why I did that, imagine that I say, I don't know what you're talking about. That was the cover you had on there all along. That feeling you would have right there in that minute is a telltale sign that you are being gaslit. If gaslighting happened over and over again in your family of origin, the only way you can cope with that feeling is to suppress, reject, deny, and disown it. You start to gaslight yourself for the sake of harmony with the household. You learn to buy into whatever family story of reality was and try to bury the part of yourself that was screaming, this isn't right, the reality is something else. If you learn this behavior in childhood, you are likely to use it in your adulthood. In situations, you tend to be the one to constantly tell yourself that what you perceive is totally inaccurate and may even imply that something is seriously wrong with you. As you can guess, a person cannot be gaslit or gaslight themselves and stay healthy. They can't be gaslit or gaslight themselves and get unstuck. Whatever is suppressed will boil up through the floorboards. The negative emotions that have been buried function like a poison within, a poison that begins to make a person feel totally toxic inside. If you've drawn the sigil, this sigil has come to specifically help you break out of the gaslit you are stuck in. You need to see that your feelings, your thoughts, your perceptions, and your reality are important, worthy of consideration. You need to see that the reality you are or someone else is currently trying to convince you isn't the reality, is actually the reality. Yeah, so this message is trying to tell you that what's going to be revealed to you or what you need to become aware of this month is that your emotions, your thoughts, how you feel is completely valid. I don't know why, but for some of you, the example that's coming to my mind is like a child whose parents are constantly telling them to push hard, that rest is like just a waste of time and they are not doing enough. And what they do is they actually gaslight themselves. They deny the part of themselves that just wants to be lazy and like watch a movie or just practice self-care and not be doing things a lot. So in this moment, if that is what the narrative that's playing out, then you are being gaslit. So you turn against yourself that I'm not tired, I'm not fatigued, I just had a 7 or 8 hour sleep at night, I have all the energy in the world because I slept at night. That's not how it works, you guys. You can have an entire night's sleep and still be tired when you wake up because you have been working so hard for such a long time. And even if that's not the case, your emotions are valuable. How you feel is valuable. If your body doesn't feel like it has the energy to push forward, then that is the reality of your body. Yeah, so that's just an example that I'm sharing with you, although it could very much relate to you. But yeah, gaslighting is like a very traumatizing experience because it makes you go against yourself. I think that because we are entering eclipse season in the coming month, what may be the situation for you that is revealed to you, because full moons reveal to us what we may not be ready to see. So when you slow down, you could actually become aware of something that you realize that you didn't know about before. Say that you're just sitting around watching a Netflix movie, just chilling, and out of nowhere a scene takes place in that movie or that series, and you suddenly wake up to the fact that someone in your life has been poorly gaslighting you, because you're able to see the parallel, you're able to draw the parallel between your situation and the situation that plays out in that movie or in that series. So you have this sudden wake up moment where you realize that, oh my gosh, now I can see the true intentions of this person. Now I can see finally what has been going on. I can see the truth. So eclipses, especially full moon eclipses, have a way of showing us what we may not have seen. So wouldn't be surprised if the truth of other people gaslighting you or not validating your reality, when it is actually the reality, comes out really strongly. Yeah, but that cannot happen if you're constantly, pushing hard, not giving yourself the time and space to just be and feel yourself and just spend time with yourself. So now let's roll some astro dice to see what are going to be the main themes for pile 2 in March 2024. So we have Mercury, Gemini, and we have 7th house, which is the house of the Libra. Yeah, so the communication in relationships is going to be really critical. Wouldn't be surprised, for example, let's continue with the example that I was discussing. You suddenly wake up to that fact that this person in your life has been gaslighting you. So this energy could show up where you actually verbalize your boundaries with that person, that this is not just in my head, this is what happened, this is how I feel about it, these are the thoughts that I'm receiving as a result of it, and these are the boundaries that I would like to set with you. So communicating in relationships, whether those are boundaries, whether those are getting the answers that you really need to have a reality check in your relationships, or actually trying to bring out the truth out of someone, is really going to play a huge role. Because Libra and Gemini, they are both air signs, which talks about how we communicate with other people. This Gemini energy could also be referring to you guys giving your mind a mental break, because you may have been like a very creative or a talkative person in the past few months. That could also be the energy. But yeah, don't step back from having more and more and as many conversations as you can this month to get clarity, to not be gaslight, to ungaslight yourself, to set boundaries and to speak your truth. Pile number 2s. So now let's take a look at your tarot cards to see what timeline is playing out for you guys in the coming month. So we have 8 of emotions. Oh my gosh, look, there's an eclipse here on 8 of emotions. Then we have 5 of inspiration, 9 of materials, temperance, Knight of inspiration, 10 of voices, Ace of voices, and 7 of emotions. So this is the 8 of cups, 5 of wands, 9 of pentacles, temperance, Knight of wands, 10 of swords, Ace of swords, and 7 of cups. So the timeline that is playing out for you guys, pile number 2s, I'm seeing that you guys are actually realizing that you are not in competition with anyone but yourself. And I love this because I'm really relating with this energy, because it's really important to have this realization that your only competition should actually be you. And then you realize that all the efforts that you have been putting in are actually making you better than yesterday. When you are thinking about becoming better than other people, that's a very tiresome energy. And in my opinion, that's the energy of the third dimensional matrix, the 3D reality, because it's also a form of control, and I feel that it also comes from a separation mindset from the ego. And that ego is the ego that doesn't let you rest, that doesn't let you get in your body and actually tune into its divine intelligence. So your only competition, remember, is yourself. When you realize this, the work that you do, the goals that you have are very realistic and in alignment with your true values. Because if you are competing with other people, that energy can really drain you and suck all the life out of you, because now you are looking at them and what they are accomplishing, and you are making their goals your goals, because you want to be better than them and be better than what they are better at than you. So that's not an authentic way to live your life. You should become more and more better at what you are good at what you value. So it's very important, and you can definitely take inspiration from other people, but there's a difference between competition and inspiration. When you are inspired, you turn that inspiration that you have received from someone else into something of your own, into something that is an authentic version of you, of what you want. So I think that set goals, this is what your higher self is trying to tell you in the coming month, that setting goals or moving at a pace in your life, moving at your own pace in your life. If you are satisfied and content and happy, if you were to compete with the past version of you and you feel proud of yourself, if no one else was there for you to compete with, then that is the right way to approach it. That is when you are in alignment with your true authentic self. That is when this relief flushes over you and you realize that you're not on earth to just keep grinding and grinding and grinding and get caught up in the rat race. You are here to create something that feels good to you, that adds value to your life. And that is the only way in which you will live a life of contentment, because otherwise you will always be focusing on what you are lacking, what your life is not filled with that other people have. Because this competition does not just limit itself to your worthiness or to your work, it bleeds out in every single aspect of your life. And that is how people are drained and jealous and full of hatred, and they have no creative energy, because they're not in their hearts, they're in their ego. So yeah, that is the energy that's playing out, is that this month you're gonna realize that I don't know why, but I'm also seeing like the video of 7-Eleven by Beyonce, in which she's just dancing around in her PJs and she's just having so much fun at her own home. It's like a slumber party that she's having, and she's having so much fun and she's just letting loose. I think that is the energy of what I'm receiving for you guys. And the Nine of Pentacles and Temperance, again, this is about slowing down. And I love how she is just feeling free and roses are surrounding her. So give yourself the time and space to feel worthy, safe, happy, joyful in your own skin. Receive. I think that this month is going to be very much about you receiving rest, receiving joy, feeling sufficient and proud of all the versions that you've been up until now. Because with this Eight of Emotions, I feel like you have been through a long journey, pile number twos. And what do you do after a long journey? You come home, you take your shoes off, drink a nice cup of tea or some juice, and you just go to rest. That's the energy what's coming through. Does not mean that you'll never get out of your house again. I hope that you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. So the Temperance is all about having your life in balance. It's about embracing different phases of your life. So there's a phase of your life that's a full moon. That's the energy where manifestation has reached its highest potential. So I think that what you guys may be feeling this month is that the amount of energy that you have used up has kind of reached its highest potential, and now it's time for you to refill, to recharge yourself. And this Ten of Swords is exactly the type of energy that I was receiving when the Gemini dice came out, because this dice was giving me the energy of someone who is like feeling really mentally drained, really mentally drained. You really need a lot of mental rest, and that's why you need to do things that help to balance your nervous system. Just laying around and watching things that soothe you, make you feel safe, I don't know why, but even like flowers, roses, lotuses, flowers, being surrounded by flowers, because Libra energy is about beauty. So beautifying yourself, taking massages, practicing a nice self-care routine could also be really something that nourishes you. I love how we have the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Emotions here, because after the Ten of Swords, this person's energy is completely, they are mentally exhausted in some way, or they have reached like a plateau. And here, this firework is making me think of like you have reached like a certain milestone or accomplished some kind of a goal or a deadline. And after that, you feel a little bit exhausted because now it's time for you to rest. But if you keep like pushing forward, it's not going to be beneficial. Yeah, so that is the energy I'm receiving, that something has reached its highest potential and you're meant to let go, relax, and rejuvenate your energy, detoxify yourself. So after this period of rest, what's going to happen is you're going to have so much mental clarity. For some of you, you guys may actually be called to like massage your hair, have a nice head massage where you are using nourishing herbal oils that really rejuvenate your hair, that are really good for your head. You may even like color your hair or practice self-care, because both these cards, this person has like colored hair. You could even like be getting a haircut or have like spa days that could really be beneficial to you, pouring some love into your brain, into your head. If you resonate with this energy, even like when you're showering or taking a bath, visualizing that as the water is running through your hair, all the stress, all the tensions, all the beliefs that you're holding in your head, they're actually being flushed out of your hair, and the water is actually emptying your head. And this is actually gonna give you like a fresh mental state, which is exactly what you need to move forward. Otherwise, you're gonna move with this confused energy. So I think that the Seven of Emotions, what I'm receiving with this card is that, say that there's an important decision that you need to make, or you need to sort something out, but when you are tired, you're not gonna be able to solve it because your mental and intellectual capacity is at its peak. Just like Sheldon Cooper was not able to make a clear decisions, even he was very intelligent. So he actually messed up like some very basic decisions or a basic equation, and he got so frustrated at himself. It was not because there was something wrong with him, it was because his brain was all over the place and he was not well rested. So you need this fresh perspective so that when you get back on track, you will be able to clearly put things together. You will be clearly able to bring out a solution, or you won't even have to put too much head into that solution. It will just be very clear to you what your next step should be. So this is very, very important, especially if you guys think that there is something that you want to figure out but you're not able to do it because your brain is not letting you do that or supporting you. This is what your brain needs. It needs rest. So you will be very clearly able to make decisions out of the things that were confusing to you before. It will be very clear, calm, centered energy that you will be embodying as a result of this. So do give yourself the time and space to let everything go and just be. So the zodiac signs that are present here are Libra, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries, and Leo. So these zodiac signs could be important for you. So pile number 2, these are all the messages that I have for you guys today. If you like this reading, make sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you would like to see more readings like these. And you can also support me through the link in the description box below if you feel like doing that. And I'm so grateful for reading for you guys today. I hope that you guys have an amazing month, and let me know which is your favorite TV show that you guys will be watching. And I hope that you guys stay blessed, and I will see you in the next video. Hi pile number 3, welcome to your reading about what's going to happen in your life in March 2024. This is going to be your energy update for the coming month, and also what your higher self wants you to know about this month so that you can make the most out of it. So if you guys were drawn to this card that says harmony with the number 6, then this is going to be your reading. To begin off your reading, we will start with some oracle cards and then we will look into the tarot cards, and also today we will be rolling some astro dice to see main energies or themes for you. So let's just dive right into your reading. So these cards will tell us and show us your main themes for the coming month. So for the first card we have first quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation. Then we have soak in a bath with the number 46. Then we have spend time with friends. Then we have flow. And then in honor of the beginning of eclipse season and lunar eclipse coming this month, I pulled out a card to reveal what is going to be shown to you in the coming month, and for this we have pulled out the sigil 31. So we will be looking into what this means. Pile 3, I feel that this month you guys are going to be experiencing a lot of harmony in your relationships. The first card that says harmony, it feels like there's like a heart-centered energy for you guys that is coming for the coming month. I think that you will be experiencing a lot of good connection with like-minded people. You will be spending light-hearted time with friends or people who you resonate with. Access the situation. This card is making me think of like when you are faced with some situations that you need to figure out. At that time, it's the most important to pay attention to the details of that situation so that you can make the most out of it. The first quarter moon is actually the phase of the moon after the new moon. This is the phase where you are being called to focus on really the detail of the situation, what is really happening, how it really unfolded, how it's going to unfold, how can you make that situation better by putting your energy into it. So I think that this month you will actually be looking into things really deeply into your life, where you will be called to resolve some problems or resolve some details or resolve some issues, or even like take a deeper look at the things that you're putting your energy into so that you can move forward with more clarity, so that even more success and abundance can come to you. The Virgo energy is very much about paying attention to the detail, the minute detail. It's like the Virgo, when you have a conversation with a Virgo, they're going to remember the exact time, date, the words that came out of your mouth, even if it may have been like a long time since you last saw them. So that is the energy of Virgo. And the first quarter moon in Virgo is all about like getting things together in an amazing manner, getting all of those things together. And this card that says soak in a bath along with this flow, it feels like also this month like you will be very much in this state where you will be called to no longer force things to happen, to no longer try to hold on to things that you need to let go of, to no longer try to control things, to no longer try to make things work out or trying to grab onto things. The vision that I'm receiving is when you're trying to vibe with someone but the vibe is not really matching and you really try to force it. Yeah, that kind of energy is going out of your life in a huge way. I think that you will be only putting your energy into things that really come to you most effortlessly, in most effortless alignment, where you don't have to force things, you don't have to be what you are not, you don't have to be pretentious, you don't have to be superficial, you don't have to try to like overthink the conversations or what you're gonna say to that person. It feels like a very, very organic relationships that you're attracting in your life. Even like the image of these friends or these people hanging out together, they are just wearing casual clothes, just lying around in a little bit of a mess, yet they're just having fun time. They don't care about what's what, even like their nationalities or their culture looks a little bit different, but they resonate with each other. So I think that you're attracting effortless alignment in your relationships, because we do have a full moon in Libra, full moon lunar eclipse in Libra coming up on 25th of March, which is all about relationships. So yeah, I think that you are releasing a lot of baggage, a lot of holding on, a lot of even like toxicity, because flow, when the water flows, it carries with it whatever is no longer serving you. So allow yourself to release the old energies, old relationships, old conversations that were not serving you. Yeah, I think that you're being called to flow. Wow, there's like this huge feeling of relief that I'm feeling in my body. And even like, have you ever done this thing where you are in like a shower or like in a natural body of water like a river or in the ocean, when the wave pulls at you and then pulls away from you? If you set an intention that I'm allowing the wave that is hitting me to take away all my stress, all my anxiety, all the pain that I am carrying within my body, and when the wave pulls away from you, you will actually feel that that energy is leaving your body, and your body may actually start shaking, or you may get goosebumps, and you may even get like a weird sensation all over your body. That is because water is a very cleansing element. So I think that this energy will be really beneficial for you in the coming month, where you are intentionally releasing anything that you cannot control, anything that may be controlling your mind, that you need to detoxify, you need to release this toxicity. Because in the month of March, we are officially beginning a new year, because that is the astrological new year. We are moving from Pisces season to Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So, endings and new beginnings, that's like the theme. I do want to read out the passage for this card from the guidebook. So, it says, "Stop, breathe, and take stock. Perhaps you've taken on too much. Now is the time to be reliable and practical. Laziness is your enemy. Also, don't be too much influenced by the crowd and what they're saying. Do you still want what you used to want, and as much? If so, are you really doing what needs to be done to make your dreams real? Express how you feel, but do it without too much self-criticism or criticism of others. Make an honest inventory about where you could do more to manifest your dreams. The energies at play here are a mix of flirtatious and shy, inquiring and hesitant. You need to work with them in your favor." This card asks you to be mentally flexible. Whatever challenges you face, your current situation is unlikely to be at a total impasse. The throat chakra, Vishuddha, helps you to express yourself, your desires, and whether you need more time to think about something. It's located at the base of the throat and is a beautiful sky blue color. Yeah, so see, this is also sky blue color. Visualize a column of the purest sky blue light pouring down over you as you hold the card to the base of your throat and call in the energies of these words. The energies of first quadrant moon in Virgo, thank you for helping me towards clarity and confidence. Yeah, so this is really making me think of two things. The first is that with the throat chakra coming here, really grabbing the bull by the horn about where you really need to navigate and put your energy into, because the throat chakra is all about self-expression. The throat chakra is your manifestation into form. That is what happens. You have a thought, you process it within yourself, you gather up the courage, and then you speak it through your throat. And that is how you make magic happen. That is how you align with the divine will, or that is how you make the decisions in your life. And be a little bit mindful, like even my throat is getting a little bit dry channeling the messages for this pile, so you could be called to drink a lot more water this month, or stay really hydrated this month. Another message that I'm receiving for you guys is that harmony in relationships is only achieved when you are really being your most authentic self. Do not allow the opinions, judgments, or the criticism, or even like thoughts of other people to influence with your free will. And this does not mean that these connections are toxic, but even in the most conscious connections, you have to become aware of what's yours and what's theirs, of what you truly want and what is in their mind, or it's simply just their opinion. It's very important to decipher this, because the throat chakra is all about your integrity, your truth. It's about your truth and communicating that truth with other people. And also, I'm receiving that keeping your circle small is very important, because even if your circle is small, but it's based off of authenticity and integrity and not codependency or pleasing other people, so that other people are just acting as a yes man to you, or you are just acting like a yes man to them, and you are just receiving all this validation from them, when in reality you're not living your truth. Even if you'll have like 2 friends, 3 friends, or one person, one real person in your life who gets you, who honors your integrity, your free will, that is all that you need. And do stay hydrated this month. So the moon will actually be in the sign of Virgo on 22nd, 23rd and 24th of March. So these dates could be important to you. Also 6th, 10th and 13th of March could be important to you. So now let's take a look at what the sigil 31 means and what is actually going to be revealed to you in this month. And this sigil means limits. It says, if you have drawn the sigil, you are not seeing your limits and or someone else's limits. Most of us don't want to face our own limits because they make us feel restricted and bad about ourselves. We don't want to face other people's limits because of what accepting those limits would mean for us or them. We have a very negative association with limits, but if we cannot admit to our limits, we will make decisions that are detrimental either to us or the other person or both. To a certain degree, everyone wrestles with what is. We have an intolerance for things the way they are, and so we want to change them. This tendency is a beautiful thing because it makes our lives and our world improve. If we tolerated the fact that we could not fly, we would never have invented the plane, for example. However, some of us don't simply wrestle with what is. We are warriors. We fight what is as if our survival depends on it. Our unwillingness to accept what is a great source of suffering, especially when we can't change certain things about it. In fact, it prevents us from getting what we need and want. In a universe based on the law of mirroring, otherwise known as the law of attraction, what we resist persists. Because in resisting something, we are forced directly upon it. We are focused directly upon it. And the primary form that resistance takes is the unwillingness to accept what is as reality. Stopping our fight with reality is much easier said than done, especially if we are in a situation where nothing we do in the current moment will change something into what we want. If you are really struggling to accept what is because you are judging that it is simply not acceptable, challenge yourself to find approval for what is. Find approval for the limitation. Finding approval for the limit will change your perspective so you can see new doors and windows to what you want. They may have been open all along, but you were too busy banging on one permanently locked door. Our limits are really about our boundaries. A boundary is the imaginary line that uniquely defines your personal happiness, your personal feelings, your personal thoughts, your personal integrity, your personal desires, your personal needs, and therefore, most importantly, your personal truth from the rest of the universe. Part of this is your personal limits. If you do not listen to and respect what you feel, you violate your own boundaries. If you don't listen to and respect what others feel, you violate other people's boundaries. It is as simple as that. To fail to acknowledge a boundary is to refuse to accept the reality of something. For example, a jellyfish has a limit in that it cannot be out of water for more than about 48 minutes. If a jellyfish does not respect that limit, or if we do not respect that limit, it will die. Another example is that if someone has had childhood trauma around being abandoned, they will most likely have a limit in that they cannot be in a partnership with someone who is unavailable. If we ignore limits, not only can we not thrive in the long term, we are also not capitalizing on our actual potential. People are different. They are not going to have the same boundaries, and therefore they are going to have different limits. And people who work with their limits instead of against them end up far more successful in the long run. They aren't constantly trying to be what they are not. It is a virtue to think outside the box to the degree that you can consider that anything is possible. However, if this is what we expect of ourselves, it amounts to cruelty and denial. If you have drawn the sigil, admit to and accept your limits or the limits of others. You will be blown away at how fast situations remedy or solutions come to you out of the blue when you release the resistance you are holding against what is so. Wow. I absolutely love this message. So I feel like this month, if you guys come up with a situation, an experience that feels like it's creating a lot of resistance within you. You're not able to push past it no matter how hard you try. Do not criticize yourself or criticize other people too much. Just flow with it without trying to control it. Accept that it is the way it is. For example, if someone has just gotten like a fractured hand or a fractured leg, that is a limit that they cannot work for some time, it will need healing, then that is the limit that they have to accept. Or for example, someone has a particular budgeted amount of money, and their mind is trying to tell them to buy something that is super expensive but it's not practical, so they have to accept that this is my limit in this moment. So this is, if you see it in this way, it's like a maturity. And this example, this accepting the limit could apply to any situation in your life that you may experience. So take it and relate it to your own journey of how it is showing up for you in the coming month, and how you are being called to accept that limit instead of forcing yourself against it. And with this Virgo energy here, especially the first quarter moon, this is like a over analyzing energy that I'm receiving. It's like analysis paralysis. So I think that this month, do not get caught up in analysis paralysis. Do not force other people because they will have their limits too. It's about honoring the boundaries. And when you honor the boundaries, you just surrender and just let everything go. You are flowing with life. So this month, do not try to force anything. A limit comes, accept it, flow with it, allow the solution to rear its face to you. Because the solutions are not usually very hard to guess, especially when you are in a light-hearted space. You're not in a restrictive space. When you are in resistance, you're not in a very high vibration. When you are relaxed, you are flowing. You are becoming a vibrational match for the universe to bring the right solution to you, even if the solution is how you can navigate with that limit. So now let's roll some astro dice to see what energies will show up for pile 3 in the coming month. We have Capricorn, Mercury, Capricorn, and the third house. So yeah, the third house and Mercury, this is like a Gemini energy. It all talks about communication. Capricorn energy talks about, again, this talks about like being practical. So I'm receiving that communicating, how you're communicating with others, how you are thinking and making choices is going to be really important. The third house is all about our relationship with other people. And look, we have like 3 people here, and we have the third house. So it's about the people who are surrounding you in your immediate environment could be really significant for you this month. Capricorn energy is calling you to make the choices, do the things that you are being called to do. And on the other hand, not deciding your worth by those things. For example, if you face a limit, connecting your worth with not having a limit. So this is also about boundaries. Capricorn energy, Saturn energy, this is also about honoring your boundaries and boundaries of other people, because when you violate boundaries, you gather negative karma. So try to flow as much as possible in the coming month. So now let's take a look at your tarot cards to see what is the timeline that's playing out for you in the coming month. And we have Ace of Inspiration, the Priestess, the Moon, Strength, 8 of Inspiration, Hierophant, 7 of Materials, and the Empress. My gosh, we have a lot of major arcana cards present for you guys here. Pile number 3 is, I am really sensing a very powerful energy here. And I think that the month of March is gonna be a huge month for you. It's going to be a very, very important month for you because we have so many major arcana cards, first of all. And secondly, I'm feeling like this feels like a whole new spiritual awakening or spiritual birth happening within you. The Ace of Inspiration, Priestess, Moon, Strength, Hierophant, they are all making me think of like you guys reconnecting with your higher self or your future self in a whole new another way, in a very powerful way. You could be studying a lot of astrology, you could be reconnecting or activating like your dormant DNA codes or your blueprint. For those of you who don't know, blueprint is, it's actually the light codes or the higher frequency energy that is in the form of a divine plan or divine talents that are hidden within our soul that we are here to rediscover or to carry out. So I am seeing and sensing a very powerful psychic or spiritual awakening happening within you, even if you guys are like spiritual and you're conscious. I see that new dimensions of inner knowledge, inner wisdom, even like occult wisdom, divination, astrology, or like accessing like light language and learning how to speak light language, that kind of thing is really coming through. You could even be like connecting to higher dimensional beings with this strength card present here. You know what, when someone drinks like a sport drink or they drink like a black coffee, I know one time this happened to me, and I'm using this example as a metaphor to explain you. So I'm not like a coffee person, and I am usually like a green juice person or a cold pressed juice kind of a person. But back in the day, long time ago, years ago, it was like one of my starting days at college, and I really wanted to try something new, so I consumed this black coffee. It was really strong. I don't think I've ever had black coffee before, and I'm not really like a very caffeinated person as well, so my body is not used to like a lot of caffeine or those kinds of things. So I consumed it at that time, and at that moment nothing much happened. But like in half an hour later, I started feeling so anxious. It's like someone had actually injected energy into me that my body couldn't handle. So I got so anxious. I felt like I was jumping around here and there, not knowing what to do, because I had so much energy. And in the beginning, I felt like I am having a lot of energy, but later it felt like I am overwhelmed or my body is all over the place because I cannot sit in one place. I don't feel rested. I'm constantly feeling like I really think that caffeine actually overloaded my nervous system. It was so difficult. It took hours and hours. I think I only got better the next day. It was very difficult for me to handle it. Yeah, so I'm using that as a metaphor because I feel like you guys will be jolted with a lot of psychic information or psychic powers or intuitive abilities, or even like some sort of an awakening or communication from your future self, where it will feel like you're ascending to a much higher or evolving into a very futuristic version of yourself. It's like you are fast forwarding into a future version of yourself. Like, look at this card. On this 8 of inspiration, it feels like, I don't know, but also kind of reminds me of Flash. It looks like she's fast forwarding to a very higher and futuristic reality. So I think that the month of March, something will happen. And by the way, this is all positive. This is positive. I only use that example of coffee to explain to you that when a lot of energy, there's so much energy that your mind cannot grasp it. So that was my experience. So much psychic energy, so much passion, that you guys are gonna be like feeling that you are 10 steps ahead of your game, that you are literally merging with the future self. Even if you're not directly becoming it in the present, you are gonna become it very soon. That's the energy I'm receiving for you. You guys could also be teaching a lot to other people. You could be like giving advice, doing sessions, or making videos, or being one-on-one with friends and giving them your advice, and that really helps them. You could be learning a lot with this Hierophant card present here. it feels like a long due journey to your higher self, or a long conversation with your higher self is finally coming into fruition. You could be reading new books, you could be watching a lot of courses or documentaries, something like that. You are learning something, you are realizing something, you are being activated in a way where you are becoming your fullest or the highest version of you. And I think that this is like an initiation that's gonna happen within you during this month. You've come a long way, it's gonna feel like you've come a long way, and you have a long way to go. But now you are waking up to this higher power, this limitless potential within you. Just like I was overflowing with the energy that I did not have when I drank coffee and I did not know how to channel it at that time. So know where to channel this energy, because the ace of inspiration, which is the ace of wands, also talks about feeling confident and energized. So which area of your life can you channel all of this energy into? For example, a sports person is really angry, or they have a lot of built up energy within them, and they use their sport to release that pent up anger or to release that pent up energy. So I really should have like done a workout or done something that really helped me to use up in that energy. What I did instead was just jumping around here and there and asking other people and telling them how I'm feeling, because I got so confused at what had happened. It's so embarrassing. It's not embarrassing, well, I think, I don't know, it was a weird day for me. What I'm trying to say is there's a burst of energy that's happening within you. Channel this in the most expansive and abundant way possible. It feels like, there's this Big Bang theory that there was a Big Bang and then all the planets, everything, the entire universe emerged from it. It feels like a Big Bang is happening within you and you are birthing something new, whether that's a new project, a new way of living, an abundant reality, a new business, or there's something that you're birthing from within you and you're going to teach other people. And this is actually encoded in your blueprint. You are supposed to do this thing, and that's why it's being reawakened within you. It's also giving me the energy of when you suddenly wake up to your life purpose, that this is how I am supposed to go, this is what I'm supposed to do. That energy is also coming through for you guys. And also, something that you may have been waiting for a very long time may come to fruition, may come to manifestation, and it really clears up the pathway for you. For example, in this Seven of Pentacles, she has been coming a long way, but it feels like her way, like her path, has suddenly become more filled with roses and more filled with flowers. So you're walking on the same journey, but suddenly there has been like an explosion. This explosion could be like a realization or a breakthrough that you're reaching in your life, and this breakthrough helps you move 10 steps forward. It's like a spiritual promotion that you are experiencing in the coming month. Wow, this is a very powerful energy. So the zodiac signs that are present here, there are a lot of zodiac signs present here. So let's begin. We have Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and Taurus, and also Libra. Yeah, so these zodiac signs could be significant for you guys this month. So pile number 3, these are all the messages that I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. If you liked this reading, make sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you would like to see more readings like these. And also you can support me through the link in the description box below if you feel like doing that and if you enjoy my readings. And I'm so grateful for channeling these messages for you guys today. I hope that you guys have an amazing month moving forward, and I'm sending you so much love and blessings on your journey, and I will see you in the next video.